Anti-Afro Svengalis, I just wanted to alert you to the sob story merry-go-round. I was going to cover this a few weeks ago, got sidetracked, but since then, more sob story merry-go-round material has emerged. And I'm just bringing it all together because I had mentioned before how Carrie Ann likes to fuse the past and the present. No, the past and the present are very distinct. And I want to make sure that point is driven home. And I want to let you hear how Carrie continues to try and run the sob story scheme. It's for a very specific purpose. But before I get into that, I want you to hear the different points in time where Carrie Ann has run the sob story scheme. It's a very specific purpose and intent all behind it. And it includes a disappearing act and a reentry act, or shall I say plural, because it's plural. It's ongoing right now, but I want to drive the point home. But before I get into it, like I said a second ago, I want to let you hear some of the things that have occurred. So stay tuned and I will return.
Shit, you made it the sector.
It's okay. I'm cool to get off the panel, Tommy. I just thought people might be in their feelings about the fact that I left and then I came back. So I just wanted to get it out of the way. I know this is a panel where people can say whatever they want. I wanted to be clear that I dipped, I came back, like I'm not fragile. Well, the thing is, I did actually have some breadcrumbs that people were warning me could have got me figured out. And I don't know enough about how doxing works. And it's like I don't want to wait until I'm doxxed to realize I could get doxxed. Thing about my job, and like from what I'm hearing, like dude that called Rev G called from his job, I'm like, how the fuck do they be doxing people? Like, is this some hacker shit? I don't know. Like, I don't know enough about it. Right? I can stop thinking that niggas is like 007. The other thing was I have these mental health issues, and my job has been extremely supportive. And so because they've been so good to me, I would just be really embarrassed to be bringing them any heat. Like, I just feel like I don't want to be spitting in the face of people who have bent over backwards to help me. In turn, what you're trying to give me advice, and I mean, it's not bad advice. I just find it interesting that you're giving me this advice. But, I do have some health issues I'm dealing with right now, and it is what it is.
Because I heard somebody talking about your feet.
Yeah, that they say I have club feet because they saw my handicap placard.
Let me cover this disabled placard. That is the name that is officially called. When you say disabled, it tends to characterize the person rather than condition, but that's how it's characterized from state to state. It's called a disabled placard. What's very interesting about it, I don't need to know why the subject has a blue disabled placard. It indicates a condition that's considered, in quotation marks, permanent. Permanent means it has to be renewed. Depending on your state, it could be from 3 to 5 years. It's all going to depend on your state. What I've seen consistently across multiple states, including Georgia, this placard means, as far as mobility, that the person cannot walk more than 200 feet without resting, without stopping, or without the aid of a cane or a walker, or obviously if they're unable to walk at all. So I found it extremely disturbing to hear Carrie Ann come online and talk about walking to work. It's inconsistent with a disabled placard. How are you having a disabled placard when you're talking about mobility issues and you're walking to work? Now, I want to tell you something else that makes this all the more disturbing. When there was discussion, this is not too long ago, on a panel about Dempsey stealing money. And there was another situation about insurance fraud. Carrie was actually laughing and applauded the fact that insurance companies were being ripped off. She had no sympathy. She thought it was a good thing. She didn't think it should be a crime. She's not going to fault anyone for ripping off insurance companies, which makes this fact that it's all the more sinister that she has a disabled placard and she was walking to work. Now, people have stated it before. You don't know what the person's condition is. Exactly right. But I'm being very specific about a mobility issue. If you got a mobility issue, so you claim, and you're walking to work, that's a scam. You shouldn't be able to walk to work. I also want to differentiate something. If a person has a physical disability, it doesn't mean they should not be getting exercise. It does not mean they should not exercise. It's what they call adaptive physical exercise. And there's something amiss about someone who's gone through the process of getting a quote permanent disabled placard and is walking to work. Yeah, somebody needs to investigate that. I said it once and I'll say it again. It's inconsistent with someone claiming to have a condition that is so debilitating that you need a disability placard. You're walking to work. And this is before the talk about a car being repossessed, giving up a car, which is a voluntary repossession, which does affect your credit. And we know the situation. She needed a co-signer to get things. That's what she said, a co-signer. And then she came back and lied about it. So much is fraudulent. She doesn't care if insurance companies are ripped off, which means she wouldn't have any problem lying to get a benefit. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't care. I don't have to accept anything that Carrie Ann says. She lies so damn much. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. And then she called fibromyalgia a nerve disorder. It's not a nerve disorder. It's a musculoskeletal disorder. What's coming next? What's coming next? What other lies has she told? We've heard so many already. I want to point that out. And then I remember one time she had mentioned something about it was illegal to take a picture of a disabled placard. Bullshit. I'll take a picture of whatever I damn well please. Turn me in if it's illegal to take a picture and get me prosecuted. I'll take a picture of whatever I want. Because this fool was dumb enough to try to lie again, say she was traveling wherever she said she was traveling and was just making a circle around town. Said she was going out of town for the holidays and just kept circling around whatever she was circling around and displayed that disability placard. Just like, let me see your handcuffs, cold busted. Displayed that address or the school sticker rather, which had 7 on the team that were looking for where she was working, and the 7 on the team that was on it found out very quickly where she was working. We didn't have to put any elbow grease into that, and I wasn't even looking. But I want to make sure it's pointed out how much of a liar Carrie Ann is, always running around here talking shit about everyone else, and just calling out her fake and fraudulent bullcrap. And I will continue to call it her fake and fraudulent bullcrap. It flows right into the whole purpose and intent of her sob story. Over and over again, she runs a scheme, a poor me scheme. And this is peppering. This is not even a situation where you were sitting down and like listening to her like intensely. She'll keep throwing things out. And if you're getting this on a random basis, just by randomly listening, randomly clicking, imagine what she's saying if you're just sitting there listening. She's throwing out these comments all the time. I got these health problems. I got a cancer scare. I got to get this, I got to get that done. And this all may be true. I'm not going to sit here and say, let me figure out if lying ass Carrie Ann is telling the truth this time, I'm not going to put that much energy into it. I'm saying there's a goal and a purpose. Just that butthole pick freak and her sob stories, and Gloria Murray and her sob stories, always talking about their physical ailments, how sick they are, the medical procedures, always running this around these YouTube streets. There's a reason for that. Front loading on the sympathy, front loading on the health issues, front loading in order to try to back other people off when it comes down to holding them accountable. They want to say whatever the hell they want to say, but when the heat starts to come on, they start talking about their health problems, their mental health problems, their medication, and what they've been through, and their pain, and oh my God, I got to do this, and I got to do. That's what Carrie Ann did. What Carrie Ann did, she came into the Umar Johnson sector in 2021 after the blow-ups had already occurred, the major events had already gone down, the vast majority of them. The players were pretty much solidified, and she knew who the players were, the people who were being mentioned the most, and she was just running around trying to jump on everything, trying to be seen and trying to be heard. That's what Carrie Ann was doing. Running her mouth, talking shit about people she didn't know anything about, and catching heat. And started to feel intimidated because people started talking about, we're going to find out who the hell you are. Then she got up out of here. She was gone for what, a couple of months? This was all in 2021. Then when she came back, almost immediately she came back attacking black men. She wasn't even here that long when she came the first time. So she's still considered new. You heard what was stated. Slander, Grime Slime said you're new. She wasn't even here. She's only here, flash bang, for a very short period of time before she left. Came back, and that's when she started attacking black men. And took incredible heat for that. And then what did she say? Oh my God, I'm being street harassed. I got this trauma. I got these mental health issues. Oh my God. Sob story. And the goal was to shut people up. The goal was to back people off. The goal was to not be held accountable because she couldn't take what she was dishing out. Just like you saw on the screenshots. She was saying what she wanted to say and expected no blowback. She wanted to run her mouth. You remember what she said? I'm for the F shit. She wanted to say the most disgusting, ridiculous, vile, and offensive bullshit and expected no one to say anything. And when that didn't happen, when she could not handle it, she started talking about her mental health issues, supposedly, as she put it. Now, you can believe whatever you want to believe as far as whether she received treatment. Because when you receive treatment and you're following treatment, you see a positive outcome. If you're in and out of treatment or you don't follow treatment protocol, that's also obvious. But she also wanted to continue doing what she was doing, which is targeting others, slandering people, labeling them, broad brushing groups, in particular black men. This is her predisposition before coming to YouTube. This is how she felt about black men. This is how she sees them. Obviously, black men isn't the only group she has incredible disdain for. Let's start with self. She has the most disdain for self more than anyone else. But she dispenses with that disdain, so she thinks, onto black men, onto biracials, onto anyone who will not accept her sob stories as a pass. Who's getting on here and telling everyone about the most intimate of your health issues? I have a lump on my breast and they have to go cut this thing out. And I thought it was cancer. And I did, okay, go ahead. If you're going to talk about your personal health issues, talk about your personal health issues. But she's expecting something in return. She's expecting, oh my gosh, she might have cancer. We shouldn't be so hard on her. Oh my God. But meanwhile, she's talking about your mother, father, sister, brother, kids, cussing you out, talking about how one of your parents shot the other in front of you, and she should be able to say that and laugh at you, laugh at your kids, harass you, laugh at the fact that you were a DV victim, call you a pedo, all those things. This is what she should be able to do. But, oh God, I have breast cancer. I'm having health problems. That's all she needs to do to shut people up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me what supposed health problems Carrie Ann claims to have. If Carrie Ann wants to get up here and run her damn mouth, I will say whatever I want. It's not going to stop me. When I decide to say it, it's my decision when I decide to say it. It has nothing to do with Carrie Ann claiming to have health issues. If she has health issues, she's extremely calculated as to when she brings up these health issues. It's very interesting. She's bringing up these health issues as she sees Pillsbury. He doesn't like Carrie Ann anyway. She doesn't want to accept this. He can't stand Carrie Ann. He's sick of her and tired of pretending to partially defend Carrie Ann. Giving this dude constipation in the process. He's tired of you. Do you not get it? He prefers to deal with the other women, and she hates it. She can't stand it. And so she's clawing to the point where she's even jealous of Rev G. That Pillsbury brings up Rev G's name. Now she's not even jealous just of the women. She's jealous of Rev G getting more attention from Pills.
What's going on between Pills and Rev G? Why does nigga always slobbering all over Rev G?
Damn, not slobbering.
I mean, at first it was, oh, good job with that creepy ass interview with Umar's daughter. Hey, Rev G, hit the link, Rev G. Hey, OG. Hey, what's
OG?
going on?
I don't know if I said OG, but I mean he is an OG,
You
but I don't
did
know
just
why I
say
said
that.
They say I'm an AFW, man.
And I mean, you could do what you want on your panel, but I would prefer not to even listen to Anti-Afro. She is a non-entity to me.
For the most part, the clip speaks for itself, but I do want to address the non-entity. This is the non-entity that told Pills to handle that situation with Carrie Ann on his page, and that's what Pills did. Did I have to go running around these YouTube streets chasing after him and begging him to do it? No, he dealt with Carrie Ann. So much for the non-entity, so much for the irrelevancy. Irrelevant folks never had so much influence. So much for your non-entity theory. That's the position she's in. Phony Time gives Rev G more mention than he does Carrie Ann. And she's clawing for acceptance and clawing for recognition. I want to tell you about what I'm doing with myself, but I can't trust you. Nobody cares. I'll borrow one of her lines. She loves to say what nobody cares about and what nobody likes. But fact of the matter is, that applies to her. That's how she feels. That's why she keeps bringing up these issues about having cancer and all this. Even if it was true, she would say it just to get sympathy. That's how desperate she is. She will use anything about herself, whether it was true or not, to try to get people to cry and whine and be sympathetic and not hold her responsible or accountable for her bullshit. Whoever is dumb enough to fall for that shit, you're dumb enough to fall for that shit. There are others out here who are going to hold bigot ass Carrie Ann, ratchet ass, wayward confused, jealous envious, desperate Carrie Ann responsible for every single thing she does that's over the line. The timeline is our decision, but she is going to be held responsible. She's going to be held accountable. And there is no escaping that. If she thought what she was doing was so upstanding and respectable, she wouldn't be scrubbing that channel. She wouldn't be hiding her videos. She knows what she's doing is wrong. And that is why she scrubs that channel raw and should continue to scrub that channel raw to make herself feel good. That's about all she's doing, because it doesn't do any good, because we're capturing every single thing she puts up there. And we don't give a damn what she thinks about it. We have the past content, we have the current content, and we will grab the future content. And what we do with it is what we do with it. There will be a reckoning. She's crossed so many lines and she thinks she's going to get away with what she did. She's not getting away with shit. We are going to be making sure all of the garbage that Carrie Ann did here in these YouTube streets is going to be dealt with one way or the other, sooner or later. All of this talk about she has to do this to black people. Look what she's doing to black people. Carrie Ann wants to be able to do whatever the hell she wants to black folks, but nobody else can. She's such a hypocrite. If anybody in and around the Umar Johnson sector has attacked black folks unjustifiably, globally, across the board, unprovoked, for no reason, lying, false allegations, it's Carrie Ann, so she can shove it where the sun won't even begin to know where to shine. That is Carrie Ann. So all that lying about it, this to me, black people, I'll never do this. Who cares what you'll do or not? You're a liar. Nobody cares what you say you will or won't do, because you've done it already. Her getting on here with these monologues. I don't see myself doing that to other black people. She's already done it. No one's listening. She's done all those things. Accused black men of crimes against children. Trying to call somebody's job and report them for being a pedo and being a danger to kids when the episode had nothing to do with children. It was in a house with all adults. It wasn't at an amusement park. She's already done what she says she doesn't do and will never do. She already did it. And she thinks just because she's telling people she won't do things that she's already done, that they're going to actually believe her. Carrie Ann can't even fool herself. So now she skedaddles, right? She skedaddles and wants people to come back and say to her when she returns, "Oh, where were you? Oh my God, we wonder where you were." She wants all that commotion and wants to have a re-entrance party and wants to come on. What's her sob story going to be when she re-enters this time? What is it going to be this time? She's looking for a honeymoon period. There is going to be no honeymoon period. The same thing is going to continue. She's going to be held accountable. She can talk all the shit she wants. It's not going to do a damn bit of good. Not only what she says on that garbage channel she has, what about all the stuff on the other channels that she says? She chose this path. She's the one who started shit with folks who weren't even paying her any mind. She'll have to bear the consequences. Guarantee you, she will bear the consequences. Listen, folks, you know I got more coming your way. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.